good afternoon everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot. Back with you again with another review video. This time we're in Italy, we're in Sicily, literally the toe of Italy in the Mediterranean. And you're looking at TRIPANI BIRGI airport in Sicily, southern Italy, Lima India Charlie Tango. This is a payware scenery recently released by BARELLI MSFS Addon. And you're looking at version 1, the release version for Flight Sim 2020. The download comes in at 142 megs and it installs at 690 megs, so just under 700 meg. You can get it currently from SIMMARKET, and you can also get it from flightsim.to. And I should point out that certainly in terms of UK pounds, it's a little bit cheaper at flightsim.to. It's over £1 cheaper actually. So those of you in the UK who fancy this might want to go there to purchase this, but entirely up to you. But I'll give you the SIMMARKET price, which includes tax. It's currently listed at €14.39, which equates to roughly $15.60 US or £12.30 UK. As ever, US and UK prices are estimates based on the euro, and they include tax or VAT, which of course can vary depending on which country you're in when you make the purchase. Now there are no features listed in this scenery. It hasn't listed any of the features that's been used, so let's go straight into a bit of history. So history: TRIPANI BIRGI Airport, Lima India Charlie Tango, is a military airbase stroke public airport serving Trapani on the island of Sicily in Italy. Located between Trapani and Marsala on the far western toe of the island of Sicily, it's one of 5 airports on the island. In 2015, over 1.5 million passengers passed through the airport, making it the 3rd busiest airport in Sicily. The airport is named after the Sicilian industrialist Vincenzo Florio Senior. Officially, the airport is classified as military, open to the civilian air traffic. The civilian airport, located on a small part of an area separate from the military base, began operations in the 60s, and here you can see the civilian part of the airport. The rest of it is military. The new military airport had civilian flights transferred there, with operations by Alitalia flying to Palermo, Pantelleria and Tunis. These services were previously operated from Trapani Cinecittà Airport. In 1964, connections to Naples and Rome Fiumicino began, while in June of that year, Air Trasporti Italiani, or ATI, based in Naples, inaugurated its flights to Pantelleria and Palermo. Later, a flight to Milan Linate was added as well. In May 2011, the Board of Directors of ENAC, the Italian Civil Aviation Authority, approved the decision to grant a 30-year management contract to run Trapani Airport by the management company Airgest. The military airport, located on the Provincial Road, is named after pilot Livilio Bassi, a gold medal winner for the military valour. This part of the airfield is also home to the 37th Air Force Wing since 1984. And the airport also hosts the operational base for the NATO Airborne Early Warning and Control Force, Advanced Base of Operations. Founded in 1986, it hosts the Boeing E-3 SENTRY Surveillance and Control System aircraft as well. Trapani Airport is a focus city for many international airlines, including Ryanair, Corendon, DAT, Alba Star and Blue Air. So there you go, some sort of short history. As you can see, this is mainly a military base, but it does have an extensive civilian outlay here you can see below us. But the rest of it here is mostly military. So let's look at runways now. So runways. Trapani Airport operates 2 runways. 3 one left, 1 3 right, measuring 8,842 feet or 2,695 meters, which is used for civilian traffic, and that's this one here. And runway 3 1 right, 1 3 left, measuring 8,461 feet or 2,579 meters, and this is used as a taxiway when the military are not operating, or when it's used as a runway it's for military use only, and that's this runway here. Both runways are made from a bitumen compound. The airport lies at an elevation of 26 feet or 8 meters and sits within the GMT UTC plus 1 hour time zone. Now, Italy does indeed observe daylight saving time, or DST, which ended in October, as did most of Europe, and so currently the airport is just 1 hour ahead of the UK. So runways 31 left, 31 right and 13 right, all three ends, feature medium intensity runway lighting, approach lighting system and precision approach path indicators. And on 31 left, which you can see here, the PAPIs on the right side, and on 13 right at the other end are on the left side. We'll look at that in a moment. So runway 31 left, and we're looking down the throat of it now, has a standard instrument landing system with X, Y and Z approach options. So you look at the charts, you'll be able to see that. It also has VOR, Y and Z approach option and an NDB approach option as well. So let's take a quick look at the other end, runway 13 right. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 13 right, and as you can see it has exactly the same as the other runway, the other end of the runway. And again you can see this time you've got the PAPIs on the left side, and here's your airfield, the approach lighting system, and yeah, all correct as per the charts. No centerline lighting at all, or touchdown zone lighting, but there you are, pretty much everything you need. So for this runway, VORs, you've got VOR, Y and Z options and an NDB approach option for this runway. So while we're here, let's look at the other runway, which as I said is for military use only, or used as a taxiway when civilian operations are carried out and no military flights are pending. So this is 13 left, and there are no instrument approaches. There are no instrument approaches at all listed on the charts. A, because this is a military runway, and B, because you for some reason essentially wouldn't approach from this end anyway. Let's have a look at the other end, 31 right. So here we are looking down the throat of 31 right, and as per the charts, the approach lighting system, and actually, let's see, 13 right, I don't think it has PAPIs. Let's just double check on the chart here. Right, yeah, well according to the chart, runway 13 right, the military runway, does have a PAPI on the left hand side, and here in the scenery you can see that it's missing. So we're just looking at the chart for the airport, which is dated August this year, August 23 is the current chart on Navigraph, and as I say, it does list a PAPI, it does list PAPIs. It actually doesn't say whether it's left or right, but in the scenery they're not there, and because there are no sort of instrument approaches on this runway, you can't see whether or not whether there should be two or whether there should be one. As I say, according to the chart I'm looking at, runway 31 right here has PAPIs, but it doesn't say, it gives the angle, but it doesn't say whether it's left or right or both. And as you can see here in the scenery, there are no PAPIs. So I'm going to leave that open to question anyway. I'm not going to have a go at BARELLI for not adding it, because actually the charts don't make it terribly clear. And because this runway has actually no published instrument approaches, because of course this is for military use or for use as a taxiway, I wouldn't expect to find anything. I can't see an approach chart to see if they're shown. So there you go, that does it for runways. So just to finally let you know, runway 31 right, 13 left, and we're looking down the throat of it now. This is for military use only, but you can taxi onto it. You can use it as a taxiway if necessary when military operations are not working or not operated. So there you go, that's the runways. There are no jetways at this airport, so let's get straight down and have a look and do the main tour. We'll start with the area that everybody's interested in, which is the civilian part of the airport. Okay, so just after midday, back in the daytime, we start from the southeastern end here and go right across the civilian part and have a look at that close up, and then we'll look at some other parts of the airport. So as you can see, the whole place looks pretty nice. They've done some work on the roads here. And here we are coming up to the main ramp. Weathering looks good. Small amount of clutter here and there, and as you can see, the terminal looks great. Various other structures. There's my aircraft parked on stand 306, and this all looks pretty cool. There's the fire station and the fuel farm to the left there. So we'll just do another airside pass the other way, give you a little bit of a better look at the buildings. Modelling is fine, can't see anything really wrong with the modelling at all. Texturing looks good. Here's the actual terminal. And you've got the baggage carousels there, you can see. Yeah, very nice. Stands are well highlighted, all looks pretty good. And you've got these massive overhead lights which should give us plenty of lighting during the darkness hours. So it's all pretty much as you would expect, just what you kind of need really. So let's just pass the land side. There to the left you can see a big car park with buses and various things there. And we get a bit closer to the terminal, there's the name on the side of the building. So we've got cars in the car park, and they're pretty good quality. They're not sort of rubbish type vehicles, and they're all in their own slots, which is another good thing. We've got quite a nice little ambient situation here as we pass landside here. We've got the animated flags there that we just passed. And it all looks pretty nice. It's quite simplified, but it does look quite nice. Here's the main airport gates. You've got the fire station there, again some animated flags. And ahead of us we have the fuel farm. Quite a nice look at the fire station, quite simple, but it's weathered. Building's weathered, which is quite nice, and we've got parallaxing there on the windows. So another little past landside, this time we'll go closer to the terminal and that inside road bit there. Again, fairly simple modelling. You know, it would have been nice to have some people standing outside, but there you go. Nicely done. Very nice indeed. So an overview of the car park. There you can see a barrier is up as well, just down here. And an overview from landside there looking at the terminal. There you can see the Airgest sign. This is the company that got the 30-year contract to run this airport. And looking at the rest of the car park there, and you've got the fuel farm in the distance. So let's go back airside, have a close look at the ramp and see what we've got. So this is the situation when you park up on stand 306. It's fine, it looks very, very simplified. Let's get a close-up look. So there's the building, some concrete structures there, a car, and you've got some baggage trolleys with baggage on them. And there's the baggage carousel inside there. And some more baggage trolleys with baggage on them, and there in the distance you can see various operational vehicles, mobile stairs, etc. And just a look down the airside road, which you can see is quite reasonably detailed, although these signs here are pretty blurred actually, but there you go. So here we are looking out from inside the baggage hall. Again, fairly simplified. You've got the baggage structures here, and they all look pretty okay. And as we go inside the terminal, here you can see a little bit of development here. That looks like a bar. And there you've got landside check-in desks. And here on the upper level, looking at the upper level for you. Very nice. All fairly simplified, no people, which kind of takes away the atmosphere. It looks a bit devoid and ghost-like, but no, you know, the developers decided to go this far and no further. But at the same time, the building is structured and it has content, and so this could be developed further should they decide to do so. So there's the terminal structure itself. As you can see, quite an interesting building the way it's been done. And here's this little covered structure. You've got a vehicle parked there and a bit of fence line and a couple of cars. And here's the other end, just looking at stand 307 there. You can see the stand marker, and also they've included the fire equipment on the stand here as well. These are a lot clearer, but these signs are a bit blurred. But some nice equipment, all dutifully parked where it should be. And these are the doors, presumably going from airside into the terminal when you arrive. Yeah, looks fine. And you've got this other building here, which I think is for containers of sorts. Got a vehicle inside there and some structures. Yeah, they do like kind of, I mean, I'm not entirely sure what they are. They look like sort of holders for sort of baggage containers that go inside aircraft. There's the airside fence, and seen from landside. Again, you've got the fence there with the razor wire. It all looks fine, looks perfectly okay. So let's go and have a look at the military area on the other side of the airfield. Let's take a short tour and have a look what we've got for you military jockeys. First of all, let's have a look at this area on the north side of the airport. I'm not exactly sure what this is, whether it's GA, but I think it's, I mean, there you go, you've got a fire bomber there and a hangar, which all looks pretty nice. Nice big open hangar there. And it's quite nicely developed, and here you've got various blast screen type structures made from ground. And again, you've got various structures added to the airport here as well. All very nice, and interesting that this has been developed as well as the civilian part of the airport, which is nice to see. A couple of more fire bombers here, but military ones this time. There is your airborne early warning system, the SENTRY E3, parked here. And you can see here various towers and various buildings associated with this as we move along towards the military area proper. And yeah, it looks nice. No internal development in the towers. But yeah, all very nice, fairly simplified. The buildings are quite simple. And yeah, here's the military area proper. And here you've got various military jets, fighter jets, and bits and pieces all over here. That's quite a nice model. It's obviously a Eurofighter Typhoon, and they're seen from the other side. And here you've got some more. A military hangar, part open, with an army vehicle there too. And some more military jets and hangars. Some of them are open, so you can fly in here and park your own jets here, which is nice. And a couple of hangars with jets inside, some more animated flags, all very nice. And you have this massive hangar here. And that one's open. And you've got a jet inside being worked, two jets inside being worked on. So let's have a look at signage. Runway entry sign down there. Threshold markings are good. And then no runway entry signs here. So here you've got this other area. It's the Zulu apron, with a private jet and a few more hangars and a few more bits and pieces over here. And here, as we get to the civilian apron again, you've got various runway signage, ramp signage. All looks pretty good, and you've got entry signs on the left there from the northern side. And as we enter the apron, again you have some signs which correctly match the taxiways as per the chart. Takes you to the gates, and yeah, that all looks pretty good. You got more signage here, plenty of good, accurate signage out here on the taxiway. And to the entry of 31 left. There you go, plenty of signs. So that was a quick overview of the airport during the daytime and having a look at some of the bits and pieces. Let's drop the lighting down to dusk now and see what the lighting is like. Okay, 5:30 local time. It's the 31st of January 2024, for those of you who are interested. As you can see, the sun's pretty much going down to dusk now. And here's the civilian ramp. The lights actually came on 2 minutes ago, and that looks pretty nice from here. And we have some taxiway lighting and a little bit of lighting over here where the water bomber's parked. Here's the airborne early warning aircraft that's parked there, and again you've got some lighting on the ramp and green taxiway lights as well for you military guys. No lighting here, but yeah, no, that's fine. So this is the main control tower directly in front of us. No lighting on it at all, except you've got this light structure here. Normally there's a red light on top of the tower, and it would have been nice to see some glow inside the control tower, but this really hasn't been touched, this area. So here over at the military area at the far northwestern part of the airport, you can see taxiway green lights. Some of the hangars are lit, and some of the lighting's fairly basic, but it looks okay. And you've got various bits of lighting, and it looks as though that big hangar is lit inside. And indeed it is. Very nice. And again, you've got this small area here on the western, southeastern or southwestern side of the airport. Apron Z or Apron Zulu, as you want to call it. Partial lighting here as well. And as we go down to the runway here, you can see the taxiway signs are lit as well. And that all looks pretty good. So here's the main ramp, there's my aircraft on 306, and here's the terminal, which I must say looks totally different in the darkness hours. Bright blue during the day, but they've designed this so that it all looks very different during the night, or during the dusk hours I should say. So here you can see through this is all glass, and here are the stairways going up to the different levels. It's all pretty nice. Now here you can see the glass on the buildings. This looks a bit strange. It doesn't quite work. You can only barely see in there. So this is probably very misted glass. Here where they haven't actually joined it up properly, you can see inside, which is a little bit of an anomaly. But yeah, there you go. And there you go. You look through the glass area there at the stairs, and you've got lighting inside where the conveyors are, the baggage conveyors. So here we are inside, and obviously the glass is pretty dark, so you can't really see outside at all. It's very difficult to see outside. And here we're just inside here looking into the terminal. It's all a bit unstructured. It's all fairly simplified. But it looks fine. Nighttime, darkness hours, it certainly looks a lot different than during the day. Building looks quite sort of white and disheveled during the daytime. Important thing is the big LANC structures there are giving plenty of light, the correct source over the right areas. All looks good. So there's a long overview of the airside ramp showing you the lighting generally. I mean, it looks fine. You're not having any trouble coming off the runway and getting into park here. There's plenty of light. The green taxiway lights will help you, and you've got signage all properly lit. So it's a quick tour landside at dusk and have a look at the lighting here. Thankfully no Asobo globes floating around, and you've got the proper lighting there illuminating the terminal and the car park. And that looks lovely. You've got arrivals and the airport sign. Animated flags sticking out the top there. There's the departures end. Yeah, all looks very nice. Here you've got various buses. Again, all correctly parked in their bays. And you've got the car park fence line there, some more cars parked up here. This entry gate is closed, the one behind us is open. And there's a final view of the terminal ramp overview there as the sunset drops right the way down. Let's turn it down to nighttime fully now. Okay, 10 PM local time, and as you can see we're in total darkness now. Here's the main ramp, plenty of lighting, it's all gone up quite nicely. And yeah, it looks fine from there. Again, with the green centerline lights and the blue edge lights, it's going to help you a lot finding your way in. You will need your nose gear light, I think, really coming off the runway. So there we are, looking towards the main runway. Remember, this one here is the one used normally for civilian traffic. Here are your green centerline lights leading you off the runway. So yeah, all looks pretty cool. The SENTRY aircraft area over there is lit, and you've got some lighting in the distance there on the military parts of the airport too. There's an overview from landside looking towards airside, just to give you a good idea of the lighting. Here you've got the partial tungsten lighting here, which gives this yellow effect. Again, this is in use at many airports. And yeah, it all looks pretty cool. So here's the view from the flight deck. This is what you will see when you park up here at night. View from the captain's window. And a view through the first officer's window too. And just a quick view from the passenger cabin out over the wing. This is what you'll see. So that was night time. Let's bring up the dawn. So 7:30 in the morning, pretty much most of the lighting has gone out now, and you've got the lovely red glow of the sunrise on the buildings there. To be honest, this building actually looks a lot better at sunrise than it does during the night or day. In the day it's very white and washed. At night parts of it are very bright, but this time of the day it looks really good. And there's an overview showing you the runways and the taxiway layout here looking towards the north. And there's the sun coming up in the east, and you've got again this powerful glow on these buildings here. Looks really good. Okay, 8:30 in the morning, time to wrap up this review and give you my thoughts. Okay, it's a fairly simplified airport. It is better than the default, no question about that. Yeah, quite a bit of work has been done here and there. But no, this is nothing huge. But there's lots here to make this airport worth your while. Is it worth 15 euros, $16? Just under 13 quid? I'm not sure. It's close. I think maybe it's just a little overpriced. But then, you know, okay, not a lot of work has been done here. This isn't massive, but it has been sort of worked on, and it does look the part. It looks better at dusk, and if you take into account the way this has all been structured, yeah, it's not bad at all. And bear in mind, we've got the military area fully developed, and the runways and taxiways, the SENTRY aircraft added there, the military Typhoon fighter jets. When you add this all into the equation, yeah, it probably just about is worth the price. It's not Pyrig Dev Company or Fly Tampa. You know, it's okay. It's a nice little airport. It's been well done. Certainly better than the default, and it's in a nice part of the world. When you look at this part of the western part of Sicily, it's great. And it could be a little bit interesting for you, given the fact that you've just got this one runway to use. You've got instrument landing systems, but you know, it's going to be something for you to decide whether you really want. If this is an airport that you need, then this is certainly the best. Bear in mind, it's a bit cheaper on flightsim.to. Comes down to about 13 quid, so you know, it comes down to a little bit less than this. So yeah, it's nice. I like it. I really do. I don't think it's up there with some of the best. You know, there's a lot of simplification, if I can put it that way. But it's as real as it can be. It's pretty much accurate as per the charts. The question of the PAPIs on 3-1 right, I really don't know, because there's no published approach charts for that runway, so we can't tell in the real world if it has PAPIs. But the airport has been nicely modelled, with pretty much everything you need as a pilot coming in and out of here. And there's certainly potential for more development should they wish to do so. But no, it's a lovely little airport, a nice little add-on, probably just about the right price, and in an interesting part of Italy. Might be fun to fly down here actually. So there you are, folks. TRIPANI BIRGI Airport in Sicily, Lima India Charlie Tango. Payware scenery by BARELLI MSFS Addon, and this is version 1, the release version. Downloads at 142 meg and installs at 690 meg. Available at both SIMMARKET and flightsim.to. And from me, certainly from the UK pound price point of view, slightly cheaper at flightsim.to, which might make it a better buy. SIMMARKET prices €14.39, which equates to roughly $15.60 US or £12.30 UK. US and UK prices are estimates based on the euro, and they do include tax or VAT, which of course could vary depending on your own country of purchase. A nice little airport. If it's an airport that you want, I can recommend this. But it's not something that grabs me straight away. It's a nice airport. I like it. I've enjoyed reviewing it and having a look at it. I see much that could be developed further. I see much that is simplified, but it works. So it's it's an airport. If you want it, then this is certainly the best version. And I also like the way that it fits into the terrain. They've done some nice modelling to make it work with the surrounding terrain. So there you go, folks. Thank you for joining me in the review. Hopefully this has been a bit shorter. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot. Happy to respond to any comments. I do like it. I don't think it's one of the best, but what they've done is certainly worthwhile, and it certainly looks good, and it would be worth the purchase if it's an airport that you want. I will fly in here, not sure where I will, but Sicily is a nice place to fly to. It's a couple of hours from London, and I do have a flight coming up where I might decide to come in here. So thanks for joining me, folks. I hope this has been helpful to you. Join me in the next review next week, and as I said, in due course I hope to get a couple of videos up, adventure videos where I've been doing some things on my world tour. I'm currently on leg 8. I'm stationed in Athens at the moment, and we're looking to go to Damascus sometime shortly. So join me for those when you see them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.